Hello. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello, and welcome back to study intensity. I am coming back to see if I can complete. I don't know when I will complete it. I'm going to complete it when it's complete. That's all I can say. I'm still working on the. Oh, it's not in the frame. Let's just fix that so that we can get that in the frame. I'm going to move this over. Let's try that so that I don't have to cut the video off. I hope you can see that. That was our number one card of our spread. And that was GEB, G-E-B, GEB. And you have to go back to the two previous videos because we're still on number one. That's how intense this study is. Each time that I think that I've come to a completion on it, more comes forth. So I'm going to pick up a little bit with the GEB and what more I got today, which was, let's first go back to the fact that I want to emphasize that GEB being in the number one position when I initially did the layout, spread of the cards of the Oracle deck, not cards, Oracle deck. When I did the initial layout of the Oracle deck, this was number one GEB, number one position would be source. And it is the highest ideal of inspiration. It is earth and ecological consciousness. So because it is the highest ideal of inspiration, now this is according to the book. So because it's according to the book, I did want to actually read it. Let's see if I can read it. Let's see if I can read it with the glasses that I have on currently. So the number one position, I'm sorry, I'm looking up GEB. I was going to tell you what GEB was, but before I tell you what GEB, and that's G-E-B, GEB, I'm going to work on the correct pronunciation. That's another study. Not this study, that's another study. But I wanted to explain to you what the highest ideal is. So, because these are not the correct glasses for my reading, I'm going to change my glasses here. Hello, to these. And I'm going to read the highest ideal inspiration for this position of this oracle card from the oracle deck. And according to the book of the Words of Power by Normandy Ellis, highest ideal inspiration, this being in the number one position, spirit lives here. The ego cannot accomplish anything at this Sephira as this is, I guess it's Sephira, S-E-P-H-I-R-A, Sephira. Anything. The ego cannot accomplish anything at the Sephira as this is God's territory. What lies at the source of the situation appears here. The meaning of an event, a life, a path is revealed. Purpose as it flows from the divine hand will answer any question. How do we resolve a dilemma? This is the best possible outcome. And that is the source position. That is the position of this symbol, GEB. GEB being the partner of Nut. That's N-U-T. GEB is the partner of Nut, the Sky Mother. And they are the parents of 5 other gods and goddesses. And that's something more that we can go into later. But so here we have more of the download that came forth. And again, to all this to make sense, you need to go back and hear the 2 previous videos regarding this particular position of GEB, or state of consciousness, because we're referring it to either a state of consciousness, a character. These are not personalities. These are states of beings. So your state of being, if you're in this position and you intuitively chose this particular card that was in the deck with the Shungite, you go back so that you can catch up, so you can kind of understand where we're at. And what came forth is a mastery of your inner, and I spell inner with an E because we're speaking of energy. So mastery of your inner intelligence, your energy intelligence. This is the mastery of your energy intelligence here to be manifested here in the physical plane with the assistance of heaven and earth. That's GEB and Nut. The combination, the combined partnership of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This is eternal. This is eternal intelligence. This is eternal energy. There is no end. There is no end. There's 5 elements that also seem to take position in this as well, and that being earth, water, fire, air, and space. And you can do a little more study on that. But this is about how from the ecological standpoint, this is about how the organisms interact and connect with one another in their surroundings and in their environment. So if you were looking at this from the natural sense, how is you as a being, how do you connect, and what type of connection are you making in your environment? What type of connection? Matter of fact, you are connected. Don't think that there is any disconnection, because there is an interconnection, because we're interconnected as organisms to all that exists around us, through all the elements, through the air, through the space, through the water, through the fire. And we're connected through all of it. What else? Also, it's about it's a position of observation. That's another thing that came through, that this state that we're in, the physical state, and then on this position that we're in a state of observation, purely observation. So we're taking that in. We should be observing, but we're not only observing, we're not only the observer, but we're also the witness. We're both the observer and the witness simultaneously at the same time. I'm just telling y'all, this is how it came, and this is how it's coming to me. So, and something else that came to me today also was take your medicine first. Take your medicine first before you start issuing out prescriptions to others. Take your medicine first. And because this symbol is GEB, and this is the source, you should be with the source and sitting and dining with source first on a daily basis before you should be issuing out anything of yourself, meaning issuing out any of your energy, and issuing out any of your energy of yourself. Before you're pouring out any energy, you should be replenishing yourself with source. Whew. I'm just giving it to you. Take your own medicine first. This is how it came to me. I was in the shower today, and just it's coming, showing, speaking to me. What you do for them, do for you too. If you're willing to do something for them, be willing to do something for you. If you're willing to do something for him, be willing to do the same thing for you too. Let's see. Connection, creation. This is a fertile. This source is fertile. So if you've chosen intuitively, this was the one that you chose. This is a choice time. This is a very fertile time for creation. And a great deal can be created through partnership, because this is also about partnership of the divine and feminine, and not necessarily in a sexual manner, but those of you who do have intimate partners, sexual partners, that's a whole nother level of creation, a whole nother energetic, I want to say energetic station. That's a whole nother energetic pattern to step into to create and manifest. But if you're single, you're still in a very fertile state. You're in a very creative place by connecting with source. The source creator is here to provide you with whatever you need. There are no limits. We learned that back in the 2 other videos. There's no limits with the GEB. There's no limit. The only limits that there are the ones that you create. There are no limits. Source is providing you all that you need. GEB, and you may or may not be able to see it, but it's shown as a goose. You see a man sitting there. It's shown as a goose. This symbol, this hieroglyph is shown as the goose. The goose is basically represents his father, Atum, A-T-U-M, Atum. The goose is another symbol for his father. He's also represented with a serpent on his head as well. That's GEB. Let's see what else. Wow. I think that finally closes it on GEB. Like I said, you may want to go back and listen to the previous 4 videos, because the previous 4 videos actually has previous 4, I'm sorry, the previous 2 videos. That's what happens when something's fine and distracts you. The previous 2 videos has the beginning of the information for this. What else I was going to show you? Oh, Shungite. The gemstone is Shungite. And since we're here, let's talk about the Shungite. And let's see if I can share a little bit about the Shungite. And then we'll close this one out. We'll close this one out. Let's see, the Shungite. Shungite. Here we go. And again, I must change my glasses. I have to change my glasses. I can't wear these glasses when I'm talking because the magnification on it makes it feel weird in the video. So Shungite is detoxifying for your mind, body, and spirit. The Shungite obviously has been around for billions of years. And the main purpose for the Shungite stone is detoxification. It neutralizes toxicities produced by damaging emotions and environmental pollutants or electromagnetic fields, and serves as a master cleanse for your mind, body, and soul and spirit. That's the Shungite. If you're feeling foggy or drained and your overall energy is in need of a Shungite cleanse. So if you're feeling foggy and drained, make sure you have your Shungite. Also, you want to have your Shungite placed around you. So if you have electronics, all these phones and tablets and computers, 4Gs, 5G, whatever, Shungite. And let's see, what else can we see? Oh, you can literally take a Shungite infused detoxifying bath or shower. There you go. So you can soak in a bath 10 to 20 minutes with Shungite. Detoxify. So, any other things? One other thing. Shungite can help to detoxify you from the electromagnetic emissions from your home appliances. That's what I was talking about. Emissions from your home appliances, your cell phones, Wi-Fi hotspots, and computers that surround you daily. So basically, the Shungite helps keep your environment cleared out from all the toxic EMFs. Okay? So that brings us to a close on that particular hieroglyphic, that particular symbol. and that was the number one position, which represented source, and it represented the highest ideal of inspiration, and it represented the earth, and it also noted the ecological consciousness, noting, and just to reiterate, that earth is your domain. That's what we'll leave off with that. Bring it back around, circle it back around again. Earth is your domain. You have the power to demonstrate all of your aspirations. You have the power to demonstrate all of your aspirations. Source has been provided for you. This is the number one card in the layout. It's the first card that came in the layout, the first position. The first card out of the Oracle Chasset deck was GEB, G-E-B, source, highest ideal inspiration. It's our number one in our spread. It was our first study. So, if you haven't already listened to the previous videos, you should go back and listen to the previous videos. And I don't know if I welcomed you and thanked you for coming and studying with intensity with me. If you don't know who I am, I'm Arthur Jo Grace. This is just simply a love for me. They said, well, what would you do if they had all the money in the world? What would you do with all the money in the world? Well, first of all, if I had all the money in the world, I'd be blessing a whole lot of people. But one thing I would do, no matter what, is study. I love studying. I have always been a studier. I am a knowledge fiend. I've been called a book whore. I'll take that. I am a knowledge fiend, a book whore. I'm a geek at this stuff. I really believe that in my past life, I was probably a neuroscientist. I'm sure. I was a neuroscientist. I wrote down this. I said, what do I do? I study, I meditate, I sleep, I repeat. Just like that. That would be my life. Study, meditate, sleep, and repeat. Notice, I didn't even say eat. I said study, meditate.